they're talking about there's no room for hate, this and that and the other one, and you got a player that's blatantly advocating for violence against far and away your most popular player.
The WNBA is once again at the center of controversy as Angel Reese continues to criticize Caitlin Clark after a tough basketball play. Meanwhile, the league has shifted focus, portraying the Indiana Fever as an unsafe environment rather than addressing the real story unfolding on the court. This highlights the increasing tension between players and the league, exposing a troubling pattern of prioritizing drama over facts. Instead of fostering fair competition and understanding, the league seems more concerned with fueling controversy, undermining the integrity of the game and distracting from the talent and skills of the players involved.
Apparently, Angel Reese is looking to sue Caitlin Clark after Clark's brutal technical foul against her the other day. Reese claims that Clark's brutal foul of her was over $10 million in collective damages in terms of the physical pain that was inflicted, the emotional distress that resulted of it, and most importantly, the damage to Reese's brand and her capability to earn more as a WNBA.
In an era dominated by social media hot takes and manufactured outrage, facts have become as scarce as empty seats at a Caitlin Clark game. During the season opener between the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky, with 4:38 left in the third quarter, Angel Reese grabbed an offensive rebound. What happened next was a textbook basketball move. Yet it has been twisted into the sports equivalent of a conspiracy theory. Instead of recognizing a routine play, some have seized on it to fuel controversy, illustrating how misinformation can distort even the simplest moments on the court.
It's bad. I did not sign up to cover a reality show, to cover drama, to cover politics, to cover race relations when it comes to a league that I thought was a professional basketball league. Unfortunately, this league continues to prove that it's not that, and the media continues to prove that they are not going to cover it as if these are actual athletes playing a sport. They are going to use it to push narratives, to push think pieces, to make the sport into something that it is.
Caitlin Clark, in her effort to reach the ball, made contact with Reese's arm forcefully enough to dislodge the ball and cause Reese to fall. Was it a tough play? Yes. Was it still within the bounds of basketball? Absolutely. However, in Angel Reese's world, a realm where courts resemble fashion runways and every defensive move is seen as a personal attack, this incident was transformed into something much more sinister. Instead of recognizing it as a legitimate basketball play, it was portrayed as an unjust and malicious act, fueling unnecessary controversy and distraction from the game itself.
Caitlin Clark has made the WNBA relevant. Look at how far Angel Reese has come in just the last 12 months. Hell, look at how far Angel Reese has fallen in the last 12 months. Mutual respect has been replaced.
After reviewing the play, officials upgraded it to a flagrant 1 and assessed double technical fouls to both Clark and Reese. Clark, demonstrating the maturity that has characterized her career, told ESPN there was nothing malicious about the contact, simply describing it as a normal basketball play. In contrast, Reese sprang up like a jack-in-the-box at a children's party, eager to turn a routine foul into the next major sports controversy. Instead of accepting that physicality is part of the game, Reese chose to play the victim, adopting the dramatic flair of a soap opera star who just found out she has an evil twin. This over-the-top reaction escalated what was a standard basketball incident into a media spectacle, highlighting how some players and fans can blow minor contacts out of proportion, turning sports into a theatrical battleground.
White girl running from the fade. There's Angel Reese right there. There's, of course, Caitlin Clark doing the responsible thing, not wanting to tank her public relations. Like Angel Reese walking away after the take foul the other night, or the other day against the Chicago Sky. But right there's the picture. And Angel Reese did, in fact, repost this on TikTok, it looks like, and share it. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Or are you kidding me?
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. While Caitlin Clark was busy showcasing her skills, distributing assists, hitting clutch threes, and drawing huge crowds, Angel Reese launched what can only be called a digital guerrilla campaign. When you can't match someone's basketball talent or star power, the next best move seems to be playing the role of the WNBA's unofficial prosecutor of imaginary offenses. Angel's pattern became as predictable as her social media outbursts following every Caitlin Clark highlight. She would share a video, toss in some subtle shade, and suddenly every defensive move was framed as part of a grand conspiracy against her, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie. It's almost like watching someone desperately try to convince the world that gravity is targeting them whenever they trip over reacting to minor incidents and turning ordinary plays into larger-than-life battles, fueling unnecessary drama in the process.
Do what the dweebs do. They make up nonsense, they make up lies, and the WNBA validate the lies. The WNBA validates the nonsense. The WNBA validates non-truths by opening up an investigation into the Indiana fever and the environment.
What's particularly fascinating, and by fascinating we mean deeply troubling, is how a simple basketball foul can spark a months-long social media saga. It's as if Reese believed she was fouled by Mike Tyson in his prime, not by a 22-year-old point guard weighing about as much as a golden retriever after a big meal. But this isn't really about the foul itself, is it? It's about a player who has watched Caitlin Clark become the embodiment of women's basketball, the star who fills arenas and turns ordinary games into cultural moments. Instead of channeling that inspiration to improve her own performance, Reese has chosen the route of perpetual victimhood. Her reactions reveal more about her desire for attention and validation than about the game itself, highlighting how personal rivalry has overshadowed the sport's true spirit.
Foul. But it was very convenient how most of the internet, not all of the internet, most of the internet though, clipped out Angel Reese pushing the Fever girl in the back, Caitlin pointing at the ref like, what are we talking about here? We're not calling that. They clip that out. They just go to right here, bang, Caitlin Clark fouls Angel Reese, and then boom, buzzsaw on the internet about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Ultimately, I think the buzz is good for the WNBA as a whole. I know it's probably not fun to be a part of if you're Caitlin or Angel Reese or anybody else, but in the end, the Indiana Fever win by 100, and Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have started their second season in the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark is on track to be the greatest of all time.
This story takes a turn from simply disappointing to downright infuriating. The WNBA, in all its supposed wisdom, has chosen to ignore Angel Reese's ongoing campaign of shade-throwing on social media, while simultaneously suggesting that the Indiana Fever isn't a safe place for WNBA players to compete. Let that sink in. The league seems more concerned about protecting players from aggressive basketball plays than addressing the toxic narrative being fueled by one of their own. It's the same league that benefits immensely from the Caitlin Clark effect. Every time she steps on the court, ticket sales soar, TV ratings spike, and suddenly everyone, from grandmothers to mailmen, has an opinion about women's basketball. Instead of defending their star players and maintaining the sport's integrity, the league appears content to indulge Reese's delusions, turning routine fouls into federal cases and social media battles. Their response, or conspicuous lack thereof, to Reese's ongoing campaign is telling. When Clark endures tough fouls, it's labeled a safety concern. When Clark plays physical defense, she's painted as the problem. It's like watching the world's most expensive referee repeatedly make questionable calls while blindfolded, insisting they see clearly. This double standard underscores a troubling prioritization. Protecting players from the game's physicality while allowing toxicity and victimhood to overshadow the sport's true spirit.
Wanted to be, because it has escalated into something where now there is an investigation going on because there has been hateful fan comments supposedly directed towards Angel Reese, and there were things going on in the arena where now the narrative is back that we heard all last season. The narrative is back that Indiana is not a safe place.
This selective outrage isn't just hypocritical, it's dangerous for the future of the sport. Basketball has always been a contact sport. It's part of its very fabric. From Magic Johnson and Larry Bird's legendary battles to Michael Jordan enduring rough physical play from the Pistons, great players have thrived amid intense physicality. Yet, in the WNBA's current narrative, hard fouls seem acceptable only when they're inflicted on certain players. What's most striking about this saga isn't just the foul itself or Angel Reese's exaggerated reaction. It's the clear contrast in how these two players have responded afterward. Reese has spent months crafting an image as the wronged victim in what was, in reality, a routine play. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has gone about her business the way top athletes do, letting her game speak for itself. Since the incident, Clark has continued to fill arenas as if giving away free tickets at the door. Fans aren't naive. They recognize the difference between someone who truly lives and breathes the game and someone who uses social media to craft a victim persona and generate sympathy. They see when a player responds to adversity with increased effort and focus versus someone who reacts by launching a social media campaign designed to manipulate perceptions. This contrast reveals much about authenticity and the true spirit of competition.
And the WNBA is going after and lecturing Indiana Fever fans in this investigation? Are you trying to tell me Angel Reese is not going to get suspended for this, not going to get fined for this? Or is the WNBA too gutless to stand up against things like this, even if it is against a white woman?
Caitlin Clark's handling of the situation has been exemplary. She acknowledged the foul, shared her perspective calmly, and simply moved forward. There were no cryptic social media posts, no victim narratives, and no drawn-out campaigns to rewrite history. She focused on playing basketball and letting her performance speak for itself. It's almost as if she understands that the best response to controversy is to excel so much that everything else becomes secondary. In contrast, Angel Reese has transformed this incident into her personal Watergate. She's flooded social media with evidence, launched investigations, and crafted a convoluted narrative that would impress even the most seasoned conspiracy theorists. What should have been a brief 3-second play has become a months-long grievance, overshadowing the game itself. The real victim in this manufactured controversy isn't Reese. It's basketball fans who want to enjoy the sport without wading through endless social media drama. They deserve to see players focus on their craft, not on creating distractions or perpetuating divisive narratives. The emphasis should be on the game, not on personal vendettas or manufactured controversies that detract from the true spirit of competition.
Trying to defame an entire fan base off of what's been said off the internet, I pray that's not what you're doing right now. Like messages like this, right? We were at this game and it was hard to enjoy with the racism at this game. Angel definitely needs some help, and the CC play was definitely intentional, and the monkey names and noises the Fever fans were referring to Reese was unbearable to sit through. You know it's something when before the game starts there's a message on the big about racism not being tolerated. That's BS. So you mean to tell me this individual had the time to take the picture right here, right? But didn't have the time to record some of the nonsense that she was.
The true victims here are young girls who look up to these athletes and are learning that the proper way to handle adversity isn't through resilience and dedication, but through social media campaigns and victimhood narratives. They see that when someone surpasses them in success, the solution isn't to work harder, but to find ways to tear down the other person. Additionally, other WNBA players are victims too, those striving to build their careers based on genuine basketball achievements while the league's attention is diverted by manufactured drama. These hardworking athletes are committed to elevating the league's profile, yet their efforts are often overshadowed by soap opera-like storylines that have little to do with the game's quality or athleticism. Most importantly, the sport of basketball itself suffers. Every minute spent debating Angel Reese's feelings about a routine foul is a minute not spent celebrating the exceptional talent, fierce competition, and skill on display. Each social media post dissecting the supposed deeper meaning behind a hard screen is content that could instead highlight the rising level of play and excitement in women's basketball. Ultimately, this distraction detracts from the core of the sport and diminishes the experience for players and fans alike.
We're not going to break down the games. We're not going to break down offensive, defensive, situational basketball, game planning for this team, game planning for that team, getting inside the mind of a coach, getting inside the mind of a player. No! This is the WNBA, where we break down WT. And you wonder why nobody takes this league seriously. You wonder why you guys were in the broom closet for the last 25, because we're too worried about WT instead of the actual game. But just look at the double standard, look at the hypocrisy when it comes to the NBA. Oh, we're talking ball. We're talking NBA playoffs. But when it comes to the W, oh, Shanae, oh, Ghoul McKay, it's all about the team.
This entire situation exposes a core issue with how the WNBA presents itself and its players. The league appears caught between two priorities, wanting to be recognized as a serious professional basketball organization and embracing the drama that can boost social media engagement. It's a conflicting stance. Professional leagues typically don't allow their players to spend months embroiled in public feuds over routine plays without some form of intervention. Imagine if LeBron James spent 3 months posting cryptic Instagram stories every time he was fouled hard. The NBA would step in quickly to address it, perhaps with a warning or penalty. Yet the WNBA seems content to let this narrative fester, possibly because they believe any attention, even controversy, is beneficial. The flaw in this approach is that it fundamentally misunderstands what sustains long-term fan engagement. While drama may generate short-term clicks and buzz, enduring success relies on highlighting elite athleticism, skill, and competition. True growth and loyalty are built on showcasing the talent and integrity of the game, not on sensational stories that distract from the core product.
I don't think Caitlin thinks of it as a rivalry at all. I think she just comes to hoop, and she knows that she's got a competitor coming to hoop against her, and she wants to beat her every time she plays against her. I think that it's nothing personal with Caitlin. I think that she loves to go out there and try to win. And you know, she got beat up all last year. She didn't complain. She got up. She kept going. I think Angel feels like she has to prove something.
The league's response, or lack thereof, sends a stark message about its priorities. When they imply that the Indiana Fever team isn't safe while ignoring months of social media conflicts initiated by one of their own players, it suggests that manufactured controversy is valued more than preserving the integrity of competitive play. Allowing players to turn routine plays into prolonged social media battles undermines that effort, reducing the league's image to that of reality TV rather than serious athletic competition. Resolving this issue isn't complicated, but it does require the league to make tough decisions about its direction. If the WNBA aims to be recognized as a legitimate professional organization, it needs to act accordingly. That means implementing clear guidelines on how players can and cannot use social media to address on-court incidents. The current approach, where players can drag out conflicts for months without consequences, is unsustainable and unprofessional. To earn respect and grow its fan base, the league must prioritize discipline, integrity, and the core values of competitive sports over sensationalism and drama.
Confidence. On social media, Angel Reese puts up a tough front. On social media, Angel Reese exudes a false sense of confidence. But just like Denzel Washington said in American Gangster, the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. When you're self-confident, you don't have to constantly remind people. They can see it. When you lack confidence, you have a tendency to overcompensate. And when you're filled with jealousy and bitterness, when you're filled with hatred of someone, you could lose emotional control and do something stupid like this. Check it out for yourself. Angel Reese reposted this to her.
The league also needs to stop treating routine basketball plays as safety crises whenever it suits their narrative. Basketball is inherently a contact sport, and hard fouls are part of the game's physicality. The league's inconsistent outrage over physical play damages its credibility and creates a double standard that benefits no one. Additionally, they must recognize that their top stars, the players who draw fans to arenas and boost television ratings, deserve protection from manufactured controversies that serve only to generate social media attention. Caitlin Clark has significantly elevated women's basketball more than any player in recent memory. The league's failure to shield her from ongoing harassment is short-sighted and dismissive of her impact. Most importantly, the WNBA should remember that true success is measured by on-court performance and genuine fan engagement, not social media drama. While Angel Reese's ability to stir controversy may bring short-term buzz, Caitlin Clark's talent and ability to fill arenas and inspire young athletes provide long-term value to the sport. Protecting and supporting the league's genuine stars is essential for its credibility and growth.
What's funny is Angel and her aren't actually rivals. I think the college rival, WNBA, has realized this is what we can make money off of because of the black-white narrative that was created. So they're just using it. That's why these two are playing game one against each other, but they don't play the same positions or guard each other or nothing. The real rivalry here is Caitlin Clark and Paige Becker. That's the actual real.
The ongoing conflict between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, along with the WNBA's mishandling of the situation, exemplifies everything wrong with modern sports discourse. What should have been a simple basketball play followed by a handshake and mutual respect has instead spiraled into a months-long social media saga that benefits only those who thrive on manufactured controversy. Angel Reese's decision to turn a hard foul into a personal vendetta speaks more about her character than her athletic ability. Her inability to move on from a routine play suggests a focus more on narrative manipulation than on sportsmanship or excellence. Conversely, Caitlin Clark's professional response and continued success on the court highlight why she has become the face of women's basketball. The league's failure to address this issue effectively, while simultaneously implying that teams cannot play tough, physical defense, reveals a league that has lost sight of its core mission, showcasing top-tier basketball. Until the WNBA recognizes that success is measured by wins, losses, and genuine competition rather than social media buzz, they will continue to undermine their credibility and the integrity of the sport they claim to promote. A return to focusing on athletic excellence and fair play is essential for the league's future growth and respectability. If you enjoyed, leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.